are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits.
Or nonprofit.
It's that time. Good morning. Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. I should go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the people around the world. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. With your hosts, Matt and Jay. We need to be sitting here juggling. Now that's a little teaser for Dr. Paul's new music.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
So let's.
That's just
I need
wrong.
it to be loud. It's gonna be like really loud. Like, it's that time again. It's the happy hour. You know, I've been practicing, so it's gonna be fun.
That would make his ratings boost.
So good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
We're glad to have everybody on board with us today.
On board.
On board.
The Constitution of the United States.
All right. Thank you, President Trump.
So help me God.
Anyways,
It's going to be one of those days.
yes, it's going to be a
Fake
Seems
news.
that maybe it is already.
Good news.
Good news. Yes, we can't share
Good
that.
news.
Probably
Haven't
China.
heard that song in a while.
Oh yeah, we haven't. Oh, you know,
Good morning, everybody.
I'm glad to see everybody today. So I've downloaded. Oh, I want to look up one more before we.
This is a new thing.
Yep.
Well, you know,
20 more minutes of sound effects. Let's hear it.
that's right.
And Jay's going to love
Let's see
every
if they
minute
have a
of
Sean
it.
Connery.
Yes, I will.
You should have heard
Sean
him.
Connery soundboard. Let's see what we got here.
Yes.
Yes,
I am the one.
I am the last one. If you kill me, you lose a trade.
That's a sound effect?
No, it can't be. Oh, we got a Macho Man soundboard.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We used to, like, my sisters and I would always have that thing, like, we'd be driving, snap into the car's rolling. Oh yeah. We just do it all the time. Here we go.
I'm only the champion. You guys got a conversation going.
I'm only the champion.
Thank you,
Boston,
Saint Randy.
Massachusetts.
Boston,
Apology accepted.
Massachusetts. Accepted.
You wouldn't give her that flower, would you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great.
Wow, man, freaked out.
What?
What? Say what?
I am the greatest intercontinental heavyweight champion that ever lived, and I am the greatest professional wrestler that ever lived.
The greatest.
The greatest.
That was a good one. Yeah, I beat you on that one, man.
I am the one.
One more. Here we go.
The Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay.
That was one more.
Yeah. One down, one to go.
That was perfect for today.
Yeah.
You made a lot of promises to the Macho Man, didn't you? Promises that you didn't keep.
Okay. All right. Enough of that.
Folks, it's prayer time.
It is prayer time. Dear Lord, help us. Oh,
Amen.
and I went through all of these
Spit it out.
these sound effects that I was going through yesterday. There's a lot of them, like this one. I gotta find them. There's a bunch of them. Like
Ahem.
what?
Ahem.
Ahem.
Well, back in my day,
Whose day?
where's my glasses?
But they're right here.
What did you say?
Huh?
You know what I said.
Whippersnapper.
Whippersnapper.
There was one
That's
I found.
what I am, a whippersnapper.
You are a whippersnapper.
I am a whippersnapper.
Whippersnapper. Dot BZ. Whippersnappers everywhere. Whippersnappers
more
for
perfect.
everyone.
Jay, did you see that? Watch this. I'm gonna pull. You ready?
Nice. I see.
Woo-wee.
Now I'm gonna stretch it across my guitar here, my little bitty guitar, and then I'm gonna.
That's some fancy
know-
finger work there.
Hey, what can I do? I'm just a hair overdone today, I think.
Just a hair. Just a
Do
hair.
you think you should go back on those energy drinks?
Oh no. This is my day number 5 without a Red Lion energy drink,
We could tell.
Just a hair, bro. Just a hair.
and I'm having withdrawals. I think
That's what it is, folks.
last night was pretty rough.
Withdraws.
Withdrawal,
Withdrawals.
step into a withdrawal. Oh yeah.
He's having the withdrawals.
My fellow Americans.
He's having the withdrawals.
My fellow Americans of the United States of America.
I am not a crook.
I'm not a crook. I'm having jowl movements. Hold on.
Can somebody get me some tape up here? No, seriously.
What are we missing?
what
We're
kind of
missing a whole
character was that?
conversation here.
I'm trying to find it. Good news. Oh, that's an Axe Media Group. So yeah, today I don't have any idea what we're going to talk about today. I don't know.
We're in the Lost Sea.
It's we're floating around in the sea of forgetfulness today.
Uh-huh.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I forgot.
Larry Melton says, "Stop that, Matt."
Forgive him, Larry. He's got withdrawals going on.
Did you ever play Behind the Bridge? Yes, once or twice, but not like good. Like it just sounded like one of those knife scenes in a scary movie.
We need to do that show for that place that he was talking about. Isn't it like a burger joint or something?
No, it's just a farm with people
Yeah.
and pizzas.
And
Pizza, that's it.
fire
Ooh,
pizza.
better. Yeah, pizza.
People are forever asking, where did Earth come from? My question is, did the sun come? Where did the sun come from? It did not just make itself. That was a big job, but not too much for God. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been reading this book by Dr. Hank Hanegraaff called, what's the guy's name? Darwin's Fatal Mistake. And it talks about all the different, how every single thing, like that Lucy, that Neanderthal, supposedly the first human, all they found was a tooth and a skull cap. Oh, no, it was a tooth it was a tooth and a skull cap. And the tooth was like filed down to make it look like I don't know. There was numerous things that have been just outright. There's been the theory of evolution has been disproven time and time again.
Yeah.
There is across the board no fossil proof.
I think the idea of evolution does help scientists and biologists understand better God's creation. Because if you think about it, God made us in his image, right? He made us creative.
Right.
And in our creative process, there's a trial and error. And I'm not saying that God has tried and erred, but he developed his creation as it is into what
Morning,
he
Kelly
wanted
Cosby,
it to be
Priscilla Kemp,
and into something that he saw as good.
Kevin Saxton.
If we go through the same process ourselves in our own creative process, we develop
Good morning, Susan.
we develop our creative, ideas out of thoughtful consideration for the environment it'll be in, for whatever it's going to be made for, or what it's going to do, and that develops into something that's effective and good. So I think it does help them to understand better. It brings up questions like, how does the brain work and what is consciousness? You know what I mean? And those are thoughts and ideas that as they're explored, it frustrates them and brings them to this point where they become spiritual.
Yeah.
They don't ascribe or subscribe to a particular religion or a particular God, but they come to the realization of spirituality. That
Yeah.
there is a thoughtful designer to all of this.
Yeah, there was. He talks about the mathematical possibilities of us being actually created on accident, and he said it's like 170. It's like 1 in 100. There's like 170,000 zeros behind the number.
Of what?
There's like 1 in a. I don't even know the name of the number, but there's 170,000 zeros behind it.
Yeah. Of
Us being created on accident just by happenstance.
it can't happen.
No, it can't. That's what he's saying.
It's not a chance thing.
But they said if there were a chance of that happening, it is so astronomically. You may as well say bazillion, kawillion, fafillion, or whatever.
You
that
ask the question to anybody, how did all of the chemistry, first of all, what life do you know of that is independent of any other necessity except that it only needs itself? So then when you consider that, is there any living thing that we know of that only needs itself to survive? It does not need any other object or substance in order to thrive and survive. You can't. So not only do you need for all of the chemistry to be in the right proximity,
That was I did not mean to do that. I'm putting that down.
all you need
Good.
in order to have the right chemistry in the right proximity, in the right quantities, in the right conditions to develop into life, not only that, but to have it being also in the right quantities, in the right proximities, and in the right environment for another source of life to develop at the very same time in order for them to codepend on one another. So one to produce the food and one to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that we know of that's life that can live independently of any other thing. It all depends on something else.
It's a machine.
There is no chance
It's a machine.
that all of that complicated life stuff can come together.
We are getting ready to call. We're going to put that on hold. Put a pin in it.
Kelly Knosby.
Kelly Knosby
All
will be giving me
right.
a call
We
here
got
in just
whether or not.
whether or not. I need to come up with a little music for her segment too. Just
Kelly, we love you. We
Right,
love
Larry.
you, and we're not going to
What'd
forget
he
you
say?
today.
Can't even get a potato to match itself. That would be a really good thing.
I think what did Dr. Hank Henniger said? Said it's the odds are more likely that the Sistine Chapel would paint itself before we were created by our own.
It is more likely. It really and truly
Yeah,
is more likely.
I agree. I agree on that.
All right, let me find Kelly Knosby's number here. Kelly Knosby, whether or not.
Kelly, just want to let you know, my Facebook watchers and they really enjoy hearing your weather report.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Kelly Knosby.
How are you guys doing?
Doing very well.
We were calling to see if we were going to have any bad weather, whether or not we were going to have any bad weather.
You see what he did there? I see
Yes,
what he did.
I see that. Kelly, he's having withdrawals this morning, Kelly.
That was puntastic.
Yeah, I'm having withdrawals from my energy drink today, so it's going to be an interesting day.
I'm really glad you're doing that.
That's coffee cup number 3, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Pray for him, Kelly.
Yeah, he's gonna be crawling on the ceilings in a little bit.
Crawling is the right word.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just starting.
Antivirus protection expired.
I'll get that fixed here later on when we're done here.
Just hope nothing happens in the
So
meantime.
what's the weather looking like today, Kelly Knosby?
Well, it looks like there's no severe weather being kind of going across a continuous United States here, so that's good. And tomorrow night, the only bad weather I can see is down South Florida to come for a few severe storms and maybe a couple of tornadoes.
A few tornadoes, huh?
Yeah.
In
And
the
then
swamp.
on
Swamp.
Saturday night should be just fine. And
Crocodile Nado.
should be just fine. There may be a couple of showers in the peninsula of Florida, and the rest of us should be fine and dandy.
Yay.
So would it be? It's not possible for crocodiles to get sucked up into a tornado and go across the country, is it?
No.
I think it is.
It's like, wow,
Crocnado.
the water on the lake's real choppy today.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. Continue on. Continue.
Matt, if I was in the studio without her two guys, you, I mean, you would be outnumbered.
Yeah, I would be. But you know, hey, I have a superpower of sleep deprivation on my side.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Yes, I hear you do.
Yeah, I hear the cracking, Dennis Everson. It's the chords, just but it's still better than what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Missouri. Oh,
Missouri.
Missouri can be gorgeous.
It's gonna be gorgeous, she says.
I didn't know what
Gorgeous.
they're looking forward to on Sunday, but for up here in Kansas City, Sunday it's gonna be sunny and 64 degrees.
Yay.
64.
Long ride day,
What about
On a new
Branson
motorcycle, I
and Springfield?
maybe.
Uh-oh.
I didn't hear you.
All right.
Sorry, Steve.
Say that again.
I forgot to look.
That's all right. We didn't.
We were laughing for you.
Yeah. Not at you. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with
Okay,
you.
that's the weather for me, and that's not for you.
Oh. You're lucky you're on my phone. Otherwise, I'd play fail. Like some weird sound effect.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
That's okay.
See what I have to put up with, Kelly?
Yep, I see it every day.
We have to pray for Matt, don't we, Kelly?
Oh,
Lord knows.
all the time.
People do all the time. Hey, I'm not gonna deny. I'm not gonna
You'll
deny.
take that
some-
blessing,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Pray for me, because I need it sometimes and all the time,
Yes.
most of the time, every time.
Well, I tell you what, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and let's have a good football Super Bowl day. And
I'm not even watching.
All right. Well, you do the same. Thank you for the weather.
Okay, we'll touch you on Monday.
Talk to you
Yes.
then. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, now I got my soundboard back.
Oh. Bless him, Lord.
Bless him. There's something that reminded me of that obsession part on
no.
one of these sound effects things, and I got to find it.
He's actually got the soundboard with obsession on it, I bet.
Maybe so. Let's go into the O's. Does O come after C?
I hope so. I do know my ABCs.
Good question.
Where's it at? I thought of you.
See?
This is only a test.
It's only a test. Good morning, Becky.
I really didn't mean to play that. Stop. All right.
That was a long beep. Does that mean it's commercial time?
Possible.
Good morning, Julie. Thank
Yes.
you for listening and
I
watching.
agree, Kevin. It is a funny laugh.
Yeah.
So what's on anybody's mind? Anybody got anything serious to talk about?
Are you kidding at this point?
Money.
What?
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 What'd you hear? That
I
wasn't.
Give me my money.
I really didn't mean to. I don't even touch these
You know,
things.
I'm not going to touch on it too much, but these hearings that President Trump was going through, it's getting ridiculous. It's actually imploding on the Democrats, and some of the Democrats now are leaning towards not helping necessarily Trump, but they're embarrassed with the other guys, with the other Democrats.
Oh yeah, they're just like what
The
are you guys
conservative
doing?
Democrats are now getting embarrassed that they're even part of this.
Well, it should be embarrassing.
Yeah.
It is
To all of them.
It's
Even the Republicans.
It's imploding. I mean, there's a lie after lie after lie, and Schiff is eventually going to be shifted out.
That
Yeah,
depends.
and
He's got a
they
lot of
are.
support.
Jana is informing us that it's time for a commercial.
Yes, she does. She keeps track on that, She told me that. Jana, I love you.
Larry says, pray for me. I'm working on my second million. I gave up on the first.
Yeah, me too.
Good morning, Jennifer. I'm saying that anyway. I'm not going to say it anymore.
What?
Good morning, Jennifer.
In your face, sucker!
Exactly.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
All right, so let's do a commercial. Oh,
And what commercial would that be?
oh, you
Matt?
know what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do. Natural Solution Store.
.bz.
Jay.
.bz.
Jay.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Hashtag. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you guys are here. Just so you can see how tired my eyes look.
Slap happy, Matt.
I don't know that I was even. Did I even have the show on?
What show would that be?
So today's show is brought to you by NaturalSolutionStore.bc. Product I'm going to talk about today is
Dang it.
exactly.
Wow, is that a new product?
I guess so. I guess it's a new
All this
product.
time on YouTube, I've had the world up there. And
Oh.
I'm watching the thing I had up on deck as if it's the primary.
So you got the whole world in your hands.
Nice.
Did you get a text message from somebody about it?
No, I didn't. I just noticed it.
All right, so today's show is brought to you by Super Hemp Balm at www.naturalsolutionstore.bc. Now, this stuff works really good. You rub it on wherever it hurts, simple, and 10 minutes later, it doesn't hurt like it did, if it even hurts at all.
You go from ouch to
From ouch to with naturalsolutionstore.bc. Back to you guys.
.bz.
.bz.
Obsession. Obsessive compulsive.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Yes.
So it's good to see you guys. You too. How you doing, Steve?
Good, how are you, man?
I'm glad to be here.
Oh, you're glad to be here.
That's right. Glad. It's not a tumor.
Not a tumor.
I was trying to get the sound clips of him doing that.
I'll be back.
I'd be back.
See, they thought it was. She thought it was funny. Thank you, ma'am, for laughing. See, we got a good studio audience today.
I'm
They're
telling
all
you.
laughable.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Anyways, where is that at? I'm trying to find the one thing that, I mean...
Well, what had happened was...
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
What happened? What happened was.
Well, what had happened was...
Was what? I just plucked another nose hair. Doing.
It's here somewhere. I'll find it. Watch, I'll find it whenever I'm not here.
Well, of course.
That's
That's the way it always happens.
shocked crowd. Here we go. Easy. It wasn't that bad. Slot machine. Smoke alarm. That would be an annoying one to play.
Yes, it would.
Snap. Sneeze. Sniff. Snore.
That's one of those days where you
That's how I
have.
feel today. Yeah. It's in, where is it? Spell dagger. Da-da-da-da, splash. Spit. Ooh, that's
Spit.
gross.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
ugh.
disgusting.
Gross. Nasty.
Ooh.
It's like,
Oh, that.
surge, sucker. What is that?
So long, sucker!
I don't know what that is. It's weird. Okay, one more. I just got to find it. I got to find it, and then I'll be done.
Sure.
Easy.
You say that now.
The Nader. I don't know what that is. You can't touch this.
Can't touch this.
Doom. Can't touch it. Trapped souls. That's an interesting one.
What?
Yeah.
Trapped soul.
Trapped souls.
Trapped soul.
Oh no.
.bc.
.com. Is this it? No, that's That's not it. That's not it. That scared me.
That woke me up.
Boy, that thing is crackling a lot.
It is crackling a lot, bro.
Oh,
Hey, it's
it's
crackling.
is it your mic
Remember,
or is
didn't
it
you
the
have to
phone?
clean it out? Didn't you have to clean the jack out with a paperclip once?
And
And you got a bunch of stuff out of it when it was making that noise?
That was a long time ago, yeah.
When it was making the noise, Matt. Remember when it was
yeah,
making the noise?
I don't know when it was making the, probably.
It might have been.
Um,
Might have been. You remember then? Remember
probably, yeah, probably.
Remember?
Yeah.
that? I remember that.
I
Long time
remember that.
ago. Not too long ago.
All right, well, I'm going to stop looking on that because I'm just going to end up making
Yeah, me
everybody
too.
mad.
I'm just gonna,
And we're froze up.
we're froze up.
Mm-hmm.
How
We're
did this happen?
frozen.
Well,
It's 'cause
here,
they
watch this.
Better let it go.
Let it go. Oh, let it go.
All right, so for those of you on YouTube, I'm very sorry about my boo-boo.
Your boo-boo.
Yeah.
Hey, boo-boo.
Boo boo. So we were talking about before the goofiness all started. And,
Again.
Yeah, we were talking about what were we,
I
Trump.
think
Was it
we-
Trump?
The hearings and.
Oh,
that's what
yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
brought up.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
pretty much destroyed every little bit of case that they had, even if they didn't have a case. And all they did was just pointed it out. Like all the clips that, I mean, eventually, and this is what's going to, the clips that they played little bitty snippets of, the defense is going to come in and play the entire clip and say, see what that really said there?
Exactly. That's how they're going to do it. They're going to replay that. And play
They're
the whole
already,
thing.
I mean, they've completely destroyed the House's case.
And not only that, but it's looking even better for him to get reelected. I assume, and that's what I've heard, but that doesn't mean it's so. You got to go through the process.
From what I've been seeing, his approval ratings are jumping all the time because of this.
What are they showing on the mainstream news channels, though? What is everybody else seeing?
People are tired of it. People
Yeah.
just want to.
But what are they seeing? What's the impression they're being given?
I don't know.
Democrats really are embarrassing themselves, and it's looking
On
really bad for the
CNN?
Democrat. I don't know about CNN, but on the main, on
You mean Fox?
right.
Right. Well, yeah, but I'm saying, what is mainstream news demonstrating? What are they showing? What's the impression everybody that watches those getting?
I don't know. Let's have a look see.
Let's check it out
Let's have a look see here. See what we
See.
got.
because I'm
look-see
real
book.
curious about it. I'm so frustrated with all this; it's just ridiculous.
They're in, and I don't mean to be picking on the networks, but people are complaining that they're preempting all this stuff, and I'm not. I tease about the soap operas, but they
But mostly people who are for Trump are saying what we're saying.
right. They're just preempting. And
There's a
just
whole
wa-
other side to this.
Right. And it's all about the Democrats and what they're saying and what the House is saying, and Nancy Pelosi.
There's
and-
one saying, impeachment season is going strong, but where's Melania Trump?
That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
Why would they be making it about Melania?
Well, because they're trying to distract from what's really going on.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the mainstream news and people are watching in general is very.
Good morning, Cindy Flowers. About time you got on here. But yeah, it frustrates me and it frustrates Rachel to sit here and watch.
Tucker Carlson has it right on. I could see.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Just reading the headline before I go in there, it says, "What if Trump's impeachment is designed to distract you from what's really going on?"
I've heard that about other major news stories. Is this a ploy? Is this a distraction for something else that's going on that's bigger that we don't know about? And this is all
is.
a cover-up.
I believe it is. What's the purpose or point to this? What I think
They're trying
it
to
is,
unseat him.
I think that our government is struggling for survival because with social media and the instant cameras everywhere, they are all at risk of being discovered for who and what they really are, and that is they are all sellouts to special interests and lobbyists.
I think they should get rid of lobbyists. Let the government do their job.
I think that's on the verge.
Exactly.
I think that's why it's going to end up being revolution or radical.
You think a revolution's going to break out? Is that what you're saying?
I think it'll be revolution, or they're going to have to radically change the way they do business because they can't hide it anymore. They can't hide the dirty business they're doing anymore. This whole thing shows how corrupt and useless and ineffective they are.
Exactly. And I know you're talking about the Democrats or the...
No, I'm talking about our government.
Oh,
the
the government
Democrats and the
itself.
Republicans equally. I think it's very convenient for the Republicans that all this time is being wasted. I think it's very convenient for the Democrats, too.
Yeah.
I think that they are all up there acting out a bunch of BS to distract the public and keep us engaged with something soap opera.
Well, everywhere, everybody's written this off. They're tired of hearing about it. They want them to quit doing this crap and go back to work and start working for the Americans again.
Actually, that's the truth.
This is tabloid news.
Yeah. It's like,
That's
come
all
on now.
that it is.
You know what?
It's
Quit
garbage.
spending billions of our taxpayer dollars to
fake.
do this crap. You know, get to work.
The
or
whole
you're
thing is
fired.
fake.
You know, talk about and vote on things that are of real issues and real value that we need to vote on and talk about instead of this impeachment stuff.
Like there was one guy said, you know, there's a bill to get rid of fentanyl that's killing everybody.
If
Get
our
that in there.
Yeah, if our representatives were really representing us, this wouldn't even be going on.
Well, the problem is some of them are, but they are not the majority. There are some new senators, I'm sure, that are all about
But the
representing
system
the
they have to engage in is so corrupt that they're all. I can't imagine they're not having dirty hands before they even get in there. Because you get in there, look at the special interests and what they do, and how false and how false and exaggerated it is. But then the consequences are very real. Like if we don't give corporations that supply our jobs what they want, they move to another country, and then we lose the jobs.
Ow.
You know?
Yeah.
I think it's time, if we want to avoid a revolution, America needs to boycott. We need real news agencies to expose what special interests and what special interests and what lobbyists are offering our politicians to do their business, and we ought to, as an entire nation, boycott those companies so they are destroyed before they can move. If they're going to move anyway, and they have no consideration for their home country and the economy and the people that made them what they are, boycott them altogether instantaneously and let them sink before they can move.
I'm pretty sure that Joe Biden and his son are stressing out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, it's going to get looked at now that it's been brought to light.
I just can't imagine that that's so important. I mean, it is so important, but it's also all about the past. This stuff should be done in the court of law, not in politics, not in our government.
You know, Julie...
he should be charged with a crime by a prosecutor, not by our government.
Yeah.
Exactly. Julie's saying there needs to be a term limit on Congress reps. I believe that. There needs to be term limits.
There needs to be. But why isn't there a prosecutor out there already bringing charges against him?
Well, I think they're probably afraid that they're going to...
Because the courts are corrupt, too. Our entire
all
government.
of a sudden get depressed and commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
If they commit suicide, it'll be because worse is headed coming their way.
Yeah, you know what? I believe that there could be something maybe to that effect. Maybe not suicide, but there's something coming down the pipe that's going to be detrimental.
Yeah. I mean, they've failed us. When everybody's saying no and shaking their fist, who are they representing? They're not representing anybody. Doesn't matter what side you're on. You listen to this side. Even if you are listening to CNN and you hate Donald Trump and you want him out, think about the attitude behind it as they're watching. It's all negative.
Yeah.
It's all anger. It's all destruction and hate, disgust.
That's what it is.
You know, if you are for Donald Trump and you think this is all ridiculous, what's your attitude towards the television? Now, when all of our attitude, everybody, it's almost unanimous. When all of our unanimous, combined attitude towards the government and what's happening right now is all negative, who are they representing?
Not me.
They're not
me.
representing us well.
No.
So who are they representing? That's the real question.
That is the question.
They're selfish.
And I am for boycotts. Google and Facebook, there's got to be another company, or we need to abandon this technology as a boycott. Let these companies sink. If they're not going to be in support of the people and the government and the economy that made them what they are, and they're going to leave and then still expect to do the same business with the economy that made them what they are.
Meanwhile, we're on Facebook.
I say, I say boycott them and let them sink. We'll go back to FM.
Vote them all out.
We'll get an FM antenna, and you know what I mean?
They never have worked for the people.
At least it'll be reliable, dependable, and it'll be for the people.
Right. And Julie was saying, even if the President Trump wasn't there, there would still be that strife.
Yeah, it was before he got in.
Right. It's just the Democrats, and a lot of them are crying and bellyaching because he actually became president. Well, he's the first president that actually, he's the first president that I know of that's done a lot of things that the past presidents have not done.
Mm-hmm.
That said they were going to do.
Yeah.
That's how it was me kicking the courts.
Oh, somebody's
You're not
calling
playing
me.
footsies, are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the time. Is it anybody important?
I don't know, probably.
Can answer it and be like, hey, thanks for calling the Morning Jive.
Hello?
Is he really answering the phone?
You really
They
did.
hung up immediately.
Ooh. Boy, I'm tired.
They didn't want to be on the air.
I almost want to stand up with that microphone and walk around.
I mean,
talking
they're
to
already censoring us. They're already taking the money that was given them to blast the something on our behalf and sent it to all the people that don't really, they want it because they want to be critical of it and be hateful towards us, but they didn't send that to the people who would feel that it was good for them and useful.
There are people on our side now that are standing up. And,
Is it people we know or people we don't know?
it's people I don't know. But
Good.
that froze up with
What
me
froze?
doing this. So now it's just a picture of me doing this.
Is it?
Yeah.
But they can still hear us?
Yeah, they can still hear us just fine.
It's
There
just
we
the
go.
picture froze. Oh, man.
Well, you guys continue talking about that. I'm going to fix that.
Okay.
Oh, is it? You think it's the cam link?
It is a cam link.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad it's fixable.
Plus, I needed to stand up for a second.
Wow. He's got the handheld mic. Is that working now?
It will be. I don't know which one's positive.
Yeah. And maybe I'm just a paranoid person. I am paranoid. Conspiracy is what I see conspiracy in everything because I see so much that doesn't add up. I also know myself, as a human being, as a sinful and corrupt person by sin.
Right.
I understand my own ways. I don't understand them perfectly, but I see my own ways in that they're fallen from grace, except for by the grace of God and Jesus Christ. I would not be saved.
What?
What?
Can you hear me?
No.
Barely. It's needs
Barely?
to be volume up. Yeah.
If you turn the volume up, I think I barely hear you, but
So have you got it fixed?
Yes. Yes, I got it fixed. What number is that? 7 or 8? Anyways, can you guys hear me now?
How about now?
Is that better?
It's cutting out.
Oh, well.
I'm coming back anyways.
Hello.
hello.
Hello. Hello.
You're back.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Are we just blank right now, but they can still hear us?
I am. There we go. Boom. Back in the saddle again.
Could they still hear us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can hear you just fine. Because the computer, I don't know, that thing, the cam link.
What do you think about all that? Am I going to too much of an extreme?
No. You're
What do you
just
guys think?
telling.
What were we
you're-
talking about?
You're giving us your.
About the uselessness of our government and that
Oh,
they're
yeah.
and they're playing games. This is all a show.
It's like look at their net worth before they become senators, right?
Right.
And then look at their net worth after a couple years of being senators.
And then no evidence of inside trading except for their position and wealth.
There we go.
And let's not look at what's on the books either. Let's look at where they're going and what they're doing that they're not paying for.
Yeah, and how they're getting paid, like you know how much they make as a senator, and then how much they have in equity.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how in the world do you end up a multimillionaire when you only make like $200,000 a year?
Yeah. I
Makes
can
you
tell
wanna
you.
go,
I can tell you one way: Medicare and Medicaid. My father worked his whole life, maintained his insurance and everything, his whole entire life. Got sick, had to retire early because he got sick. Lost his insurance that already should have kicked in and been fulfilling their obligation to him. Instead, he lost his job, couldn't afford the premiums anymore, and lost his insurance, ended up on Medicare and Medicaid. So basically, Medicare and Medicaid and the employer were so his insurance and his employer were absolved of their responsibility to him, and he was passed on to Medicare and Medicaid, who take less money and go after all the assets to compensate for the coverage.
We fixed it, Jana. Sorry about that. She said, "Where are you? No picture."
So who do you think passes the laws that allow an employer and an insurance company to abandon somebody when they're at their highest need, when they need them the most, when they're supposed to be covered? Who passes laws that allow them to get out of that and get away from it? Their mutual obligation has no longer become mutual. It's one-sided. A man who dedicated his life to serving a company and paying insurance like a good man who's responsible for himself and his family does. Who absolved them of their responsibility and returning that obligation?
Nobody.
Nobody. And nobody should have had to watchdog these people. They were paid to do something, they should have done it. Right?
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, he's passed off to Medicare and Medicaid. And I honestly believe that the politicians are making deals with the insurance companies and the corporations. They're getting kickbacks to set up laws that absolve them of their responsibility to pay out on the claims. Then they go to a state and federally run insurance that seizes the assets, and it all goes back into the wealthy.
Yep, and that's I don't know. It's frustrating, really.
It is frustrating, and that's just one example.
One giant headache is what it is.
That's just one example. I mean, they're the people with the clout, with the power, with the experience in the medical field. This is what they do. They're the ones who are equipped to go in there on my father's behalf and fight for him, make sure he's getting good medical care, which I ain't saying he didn't get good medical care. He did get good medical care. But they should have been taking care of that. Their executives, their secretaries, their people should have been taking over those obligations to the medical people and paying them, not getting out of it and sending them to Medicare and Medicaid to be consumed by it. That's what he paid them for. I don't understand how that's happening. I do understand. It's pretty clear to me. I mean, to me, it's pretty... I mean, if you think about it logically and reasonably, a person who pays their health insurance their whole entire life, even for their whole family when they're children, then gets sick like my father did, and all of a sudden the insurance and employer are gone, completely absolved, no longer players in the whole situation.
But the whole point of insurance is for that purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
And what's their argument going to be? Oh, well, you know, you had that cold.
Right. That's a pre-existing condition.
Exactly.
You had that cold and we covered you then when you went and saw the doctor.
It's like your stupidity is a pre-existing condition, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's their position. And how did they get to disappear so easily and scot-free after taking all that money for a lifetime?
I don't understand.
It'll catch up with them.
I
It'll
think
bite them.
I
It'll
think
bite
it
'em in the
should
butt.
catch up with them.
It'll bite them in the butt.
Well, we're thinking about two different worlds. They'll be judged by God eventually, and so will I. And I'm not innocent. And I'm
again.
not saying that I'm innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying,
Sorry,
and
everybody,
they
I
will
know
be
we're
judged by
frozen.
God. But what I'm saying is here in this life, right now, there's something wrong with the system that you pay for your whole life and then are abandoned when you need it. And they're silent and not held accountable.
We need to hold them accountable.
Yes.
Susan said, "Amen, Jay."
And that's just one aspect.
Amen,
you
Jay.
look at every aspect of our economy, of all of the services and products that we consume, there is that kind of corruption in all of it.
Yeah.
When was the last time you bought a piece of junk and were able to return it? I mean, it's very rare.
They tried to return me when I was born, but that was, almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, God doesn't make any junk.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. We do.
Yes, we do.
And we bring that junk with us everywhere we go.
And we're seeing a lot
And
of
now
junk on TV.
it seems like we've been voting for junk for a long time.
And there's a lot more junk coming on TV, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even, man, and see with this whole, all right. So not drinking the energy drinks and stuff like that, when I reset my phone, it's like I had a restart button, right? So I'm not even hardly watching any YouTube videos or anything. I don't watch TV anymore.
I don't.
There's just nothing really on there that's worthwhile to watch, really.
All these good shows have either gone bad or Disney has gone dark, and meaning dark images or dark shows. And
Yeah, meaning like rated R. You ever heard of Disney characters say the F word? Watch,
Disney Plus.
yeah.
So what are we talking about now?
Huh? I don't know. What are we talking about, Steve?
Oh, just different ways.
What are we talking about, brother?
Oh, yeah. It's just
Snap
different.
into a weird show.
But don't we feel helpless when we talk about all this?
Yeah, because there's nothing we can do
I'm,
except vote.
I'm just talking about television
But
in general.
voting
how bad it's
doesn't
gotten.
work because the political parties that are playing this game and putting on this act and doing all these things that are not representing us are the ones who prop up the next candidate.
Right. They've definitely set the bar low for impeachment now.
Yeah, and that's didn't you hear that?
No.
I forgot who it was that said now impeachment means it's a whole new definition.
Yeah, it's just a
and
way
they've
it's
made
being used as a
impeachment
weapon.
look really stupid. And now when they do a real impeachment, are they going to take it for real?
Yeah. Well, impeachment now is going to be used as a weapon
Our
against
Constitution
the
and our
person-
government
That's
is
what I'm
not the
saying.
problem, though.
No.
It's the foundation of why the laws and the Constitution that we have were written as they are. And that's because of a fundamental Christian faith. And that's what makes those laws as they are. And when we lose that foundation, the laws will change and it will no longer be what it was.
And that's why President Trump is trying to make this a Christian
Larry
nation
Milton
once
says
again.
that he was the Missouri 7th District Director for 5 years, and no one ever gave him any money.
There's also a separation in classes that's way too deep.
It is drawing near. Jana, she says, time is drawing near the end. Oh. So.
Yes.
Do we need to do another commercial?
Do we?
Yes,
Probably.
it's time.
Should we try? I don't think I
It's
have
commercial
any.
time, Jana.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get Arnold Schwarzenegger to say, Natural Solution Store. .bz. Ah, get to the BZ.
I'll be
I
back.
think you just did. I
Yeah,
think
but,
that was
you
pretty
know-
good
See,
right there.
you didn't even have to worry about
Nailed
soundboard
it.
there.
I
Commercial
didn't
over.
even have to worry about that there, did I? Now there.
No.
Well, don't you know? Sorry, am I on? Is my face on there now?
Not yet. Do you want it
Oh.
on there?
Your face needs to be on there.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Urge.
You're
Oh,
there.
man, it didn't
Well,
work.
now, hello there, everybody. We're glad to have you on our show today. Now, today's show is brought to you by NaturalSolutionStore.bc. Now, if you haven't been on this website yet, I'm telling you what, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, I tell you. Now, case in point, what's her name? What's that old lady that's really funny that was on the Golden Girls?
Rose.
She's still alive. What's her real name?
Oh, Betty White.
Betty White was actually born before sliced bread. So you can say now that sliced bread was the best thing since Betty White.
Amen.
All right, so anyways,
What?
today's show is brought to you by
Brilliant.
naturalsolutionstore.bz, okay? Now, today I want to talk about that 5-HTP there, don't you know? All right, so you're probably wondering to yourself, what is 5-HTP? Now, this is an all-natural, organic capsule that you take on a daily basis that helps to support a positive mood and appetite suppressant aid, okay? So it promotes normal sleep as well. So don't you know?
Yes.
So if you can't sleep and you take this and you get a little bit of sleep, you can say, well, that sure
I hear a
does,
car alarm.
that sure does beat a sharp stick in the eye there, I tell you what. Now,
Ow.
it's the building block of serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that regulates our moods, our sleep cycles, and even influences our responses to pain. Now, preliminary evidence suggests
How
that
does he do it?
the supplementation of 5-HTP will promote weight loss by helping to reduce appetite and caloric intake there. Herbal Alchemist 5-HTP provides the natural mood-enhancing ingredients to promote well-being and stress reduction. Well, which may be especially beneficial for those of us on a weight management program. So, if this applies to you, why don't you go online to www.naturalsolutionstore.bz and pick up a jar today. Back to you guys.
Wow. That was intense.
That was hard to do. That
yes,
was
it
difficult.
was.
I
I was
like,
waiting for you to split. I mean, I was just waiting for you
Brilliant
to.
job. Very
Man,
well
there,
done.
that was crazy there. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, I don't
just
know how
been-
you did it.
I just been talking to you all the time, and you're from Canada.
Eh?
Eh? That's the only letter of the alphabet I know from Canada. A.
And then you want a letter I know from Mexico is C.
Or B. What's up, B?
You my B or no
Yes.
boo?
Boo. And I don't know what I'm gonna do without my boo. Anyways. I just got. Are you guys
Ready?
What is the director, Larry?
Director.
director?
Missouri 7th District Director for 5 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Director of what?
Ferret. That's a ferret. This is my ferret.
We're about out
Don't-
of here,
They're
brothers.
walking all over me.
Well, brothers, we're about out of here.
Well, yeah, we are. So,
Thank you for listening to my rants about the government.
Hey,
I
darn
am
it,
very
it was a
displeased.
genuine rant.
I've not heard a single solution to anything important to anybody that I know or anybody
there's
I
nothing,
engage with,
nobody.
or even an accurate representation of any of the real problems of the common people of the United States right now. And these people claim to represent us. They should be of the highest IQ statistically. They have the highest IQs. And what makes me think about it is if they have the highest IQs, which means they can solve problems better than most people, why is it that we don't even hear them even representing us and our real problems?
well, it's 55 right now. So I have one more question.
Yes.
Who is your daddy?
All right, so I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the morning drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. I about went back into my Wisconsin accent there.
You almost did. Yeah.
Same time, same channel. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Now today, later on, we're going to have Randy Barr and Jason Cobb with The Spirit in America. So up next, we'll have a rerun of some sort. So we look forward to seeing you then. Until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
And this has been
The Morning Drive.